Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing, something coming in from HMC up in Erie, not Lake Erie, but Erie, Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at what we have here today. All right, today I'm opening up my box with my NCC blades. This is the Ragnarok, made by Nick over at NCC Blades. Love this knife, just so cool. And I just realized that's a really deep edge. That's super cool. Anyways, all right, let's get into this. Alright, so we got some paper, obviously. Here we have that. We have a receipt. Alright, yep. Okay. What do we have here? Ooh, we got a sticker. Got a card from Jim. This must be, yeah, this is the COA. Ooh, is this aluminum? Oh, it is, nice. Transient, subliner, Magnacut. There we go. Made on 4/11. Pretty new. Another sticker. And a patch. Very, very cool. Love all of that. All right, so we're going to put all that over here for now. And here we go. Dragon cut design. I like the bag. Nice little button clip there. We have in here. Nice. All right, so here we are. Here's the knife. Okay. Not captive pivot, but that's okay. Dead nuts centered, look at that. We got the clip, steel bar in, well, not clip, but clip there. Nice there, okay. Screw there, back spacer. I'm wondering if, is that, no, steel, titanium. Okay, and there's a Magnacut, right? So there we go. All right, so we have a flipper. We have a fuller, so let's try the flipper first, let's see. Look at that, nice wedge on top, nice thumb hole, fuller, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful hollow grind. Can you all see that? Here, let me see if I can get a nice view of that. That hollow grind is something else. Wow. Okay, so it is a, yep, looks like a subliner lock. All right, so let's see here. Oh, nice. Let's do the fuller here. Oh, very sweet. Drop that again. Okay. Very, very nice. Left-handed should work just fine. Very cool. Now, one thing I noticed here real quick. Let's take a look real quick. Titanium accent, blackened, machined and oiled, hand-finished, 3D contoured material, earth brown G10, CPM Magnacut. All right, so I don't know if there's any oil on the cage bearings, but we may take that apart and put a little oil in there, just because it's such a cool knife. I love the contoured handles. Let's look at that. So contoured, chamfered all the way around. This is G10, so very comfortable. Can choke up. Big old meaty hands. Got plenty of room here. Everything's nice and rounded. There's no sharp spot on here. I like that. All right. There's actually a little weight relief on the G10 handle on the inside, which I find very interesting. So, very cool. Okay, that accent's pretty cool. I don't think there's any oil, and I bet if I put a little oil, that's going to be even more crazy. So, we may do that. Really nice. Reverse flick. There we go. Let's see, how about the thumb? Yep, thumb works really great. Thumb over here. Yeah, really nicely. Nice full. It's got a nice edge to catch, too. It's not super sharp, but it's easy to catch. You're not going to lose grip. Absolutely be able to reverse flick and flip it. So, to me, that's really important. Love this hollow grind. Nice sharp tip point there. You see that? Come to a nice tip. Absolutely going to be able to get dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all sorts of stuff. Because it's such a hollow grind, such a thin grind. It looks like a short edge, but it's not. It's just because it's so thin. So there we go. Very, very nice. I like that. The flipper works really well. So it's got good leverage. You can see here's the center of the pivot, and it's up there. So that's really, really nice. I do like that a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this guy here a little bit. Oops, I just did the focus, so hopefully it's not all messed up now. So there's that hollow grind. Look at that. Nice wedge on top. Nice fuller edge right there. Pretty consistent edge on both sides. Here's that G10 with a nice little cutaway, chamfering there. Beautifully chamfered and rounded. So it's rounded here, chamfered all the way around. And then we have the jimping up here, which is, yeah, it's aggressive. You can be up here, but you push down, you're locked in for sure, which is really cool. I like the screws. We're gonna have to see what these look like T10s. This look like it might be a T15 even, and even bigger. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's look at the back, and here's that beautiful clip. That is a titanium clip, I'm pretty sure. Yep, titanium clip. Again, big torque screws. I do like that. And here's that back spacer. And I think that's titanium too, pretty sure. So, and I love the little design. Do you see the little design right there? Can we focus on that? You see that? Right there. I think that's cool. And then there's the pivot. There's that jimping over here, which is nice. And there's jimping down here, which I don't know. Let's see, is it necessary? It's not. But you can put your hand there and definitely do the push button here like that. That works really well. Oh, wow. And the lights, okay. Okay, and so then you have some jimping down here. So if you're choking up, okay, that's cool. I dig it. I dig it. Very cool. All right, so we have the blade back here. Minimum billboarding. So I don't see anything here or here. That's super cool. Super cool. Get a nice edge all the way around. Now, in here, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little weight relief even on the G10 on this side. And then if we look over here, this is the inset liner lock, and it looks like you can consider it a liner. I don't know if it's considered a liner inset. What is he calling it? He's calling this a subliner. So this is subliner lock, okay. So it's underneath the scale. So some people, inset, I guess, is more when it's attached to the liner, and this is subliner, and it's not a full liner, which is all by itself exposed. So I guess that's the difference. That's what we'll go with, right? So very cool. Let's do that again. Ready? All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the big picture here. Get a nice little image right there. Get it to focus. Come on, focus. Look at that. That I think is really nice. I like that. What do you think? I think that's pretty cool. And let's look at the back. I think it's pretty nice. Very, very cool. All right, so now I'm gonna do the detent. Now, I wanna make sure it focuses because I'm having a little trouble focusing here. Ready? We're gonna listen to it. It's a nice clickety one more time. There we go. And it's not focusing now, look at that. Come on, focus. There we go. I touched it, now it's on manual focus, which I wish I could turn that off. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to do that. We accidentally touch it. Really nice action. All right, very, very cool. Now, I wanna go ahead and take this apart. I think there's skiffs on there already, I'm pretty sure. If I heard correctly, maybe I'm wrong. If not, we'll put skiffs on. But I definitely wanna oil it a little bit and take a look at this. So let's do that and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. So let's figure out what we got going on here. Oops, dropping my tool. So this is a T15. That's a T15. Now here's a T10. No, okay, let's try T8. All right, now I'm gonna have to get my T9. Let's see, I have a T9 over here. All right, so there's a T9. Okay, all right, I have another T10. I think this is a T10. That's a T8. There's some extra tools I have over here. I want to see if this other T10 is a little easier to get in. These are a little different. All right, hold on a second. I have another tool. Let's see, is this a T10? It's a T15. It's a T10. It's a different type of tool. I want to see if this works. don't think it's a T10. I honestly don't think it's a T10. I think it's a T9 or something. That is interesting. That's a T15. That's our T9. Wait, that's a T9. What is this one here? T8. T is definitely too big. So this is a T8 right here. Yeah. All right, we're going to go with a T9. Let's see how that works. Now I watched this video. On his video, he took the, I think he said the show side is the one where it comes off, if I'm not mistaken. And that seems about right. Look at that. So I just wiggle it gently, just wiggling it until it releases. And so that's where the blade stop pin is. All right. No, these look like skiffs. These are absolute skiffs. Yeah, for sure. 100% skiffs, no questions. It's either on there just a little tight or something. There we go. So I just want to wipe it up. Let's clean it up a little bit here. And I like to just clean the cage bearings just a little bit, just in case. I mean, he might have, come out of manufacturing, might be some metal dust on there. You never know. So that's what we're trying to avoid here. I like how he polishes that. That's cool. Yeah, so this definitely looks like a titanium backspacer for sure. Some of the Loctite in there. Let's try and clean that off. All right. Now these are his washers. Nicely polished too, by the way. All right. So now I use just a little bit of oil. He did say just to use a minimum amount of oil on this one, so that's what I'm going to do. One thing he did mention, maybe put a little bit on there, which I did. Okay. It's a very multi-row thin set of washers here. I wonder what pivot size this is. Is this a quarter pivot? Yeah, these are the quarter pivot ones. These appear to be the same size, so that's good. That was a T9. Just a bare minimum amount on there. I don't need to put a whole lot. Forgot to put oil on the detent ball, and I don't want to pour it in there. Did remember him, he had a little maintenance video, so he recommends, so I'm going to take this off right now, put this over here. He recommended, that's too much. It's very low, so that's what I'm doing, just very, very low. That's a little loose. It's not fitting like I want it to, so. Yeah, it's not quite on there, is it? Looks like it's black anodized to me. Yeah, see, it's not on there. Okay. Doesn't need, but probably a quarter to millimeter, just to be nice and flush. All right, so when I was tapping it, it was like all, it's that doing when it was making the contact. It looks like it might be just enough. Hardly did anything, but I didn't like it. It wasn't making contact. Still not quite the amount of contact I want, but it's better. Oh, that might be enough. It's going to take this off to fix that clip anyways, no matter what. I think that's it. We're going to go with this. We'll take it off and redo it if we have to, but I just didn't like the clip wasn't on there all the way. That did bother me a bit. There's all sorts of factors that can impact that, right? All right, I think we're good at this point. That's a T9, this is a T15. So this is one of those cases where I do need a T. Let's do T10, T8. Where's my T8? I guess this is the T8. Yeah. So it's one of those cases where I needed a T9. I got to get new ones. Well, I have 2 new ones of these. I'm just trying to use the rest of the oil, but it does leak out a little bit, which is annoying. This is the, this blue top is a 15 weight, 85 weight nano oil. That's the one I use on the detent. No, I got that backwards. This is the one right here. 85 weight nano oil that I use on the D10 ball. You can see I have a little bit left there. And then this is the thinner, the smaller tube. This is the 10 weight nano oil that I use on the cage bearings. So these are the security Torx bits that I have. They're pretty cool. They're nice to have just in case you ever have a security one you need to use. So that's the T9. Let me put that back over here. And gotta find our T8. Where's my other T8? T6, T6, T8, T10. All right, well, I'll just bring this one over here. Thought I put it down here somewhere. Anyways, all right, there we go. Let's go ahead and move this. Sorry about that. I hope that didn't mess up the video, but there we go. All right, well, before we do that, I have a little bit of oil in there. All right. So this is not a front flipper, right? I mean, technically, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, of course we can. There's enough jimping here. Watch this. I can front flip this puppy. It's flat, but you get the jimping. So put your finger in there. Watch this. You can easily front flip. So we got bonus flick. We got major, actually very easy bonus flick. That's kind of cool. And that's not loose. I like that now. It's just very difficult to bend titanium. You got to be very careful though. You don't want to fatigue the metal, and you got to just, don't want to mess it up. So do it very slowly and very carefully. But you just need it just a little bit so it made better contact. My other option was to put a little piece of paper on the back side to kind of tilt it in. That would work too. I was going to do that if what I was doing wasn't working, because I don't want to go too extreme and bend the entire clip, especially if it's been anodized like this, because this looks like it's black anodized. Could be Cerakote, but it looks anodized to me. That's nice. That's really nice. I like that. Flipper is really nice. Yep. Front flip too. That's crazy. I mean, it's not like it's rough or anything, because this is distributing the weight, so it actually makes it like a very comfortable front flipper. I really dig that. Really, really dig that. All right, very nice. Got my big meaty hands. You can see I'm all the way down here. Easily choke up with tons of extra room. So depending on how you want to carry it, let's see, where's the weight on this guy? Now this is a G10, so it might be a little different than titanium, but there we are. So it's about right there. That's about balanced right there. Very good, very good. Super hollow grind. I dig the hollow grind. Can you all see that? Let's see if we can get a nice view here. I think that's pretty cool. Very cool. I'm sure this will break in really nicely. Oops. Just gotta make sure you get finger in there. Really nice. Definitely get the meat of my finger in there. I could probably get my nail in there. Yep. It's a little small. I got big meaty fingers, so definitely get the meat of my finger in there very, very, very easily. So that works really nice. If you got smaller fingers, you can get your nails in there for sure. But once I get that in there, it works really nicely. Yeah. It's nice and crisp. Flipper's really nice. And got this bonus. I'm still, watch this, still blown away how well that works. Let's try it left hand. It's gonna be a little more difficult, but let's try it. Let's see if we can do it. So we gotta make sure it's clear over here. But yeah, let's try it. That will be more difficult. I can do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, love it, love it. Okay, I definitely feel the quality. This might be something, and reach out to Jay Dizzle and see if he, could you imagine if he could do silver tool carbon fiber for this knife? I gotta see if he would be willing to do that. I think that would look so nice with the dark offset. It would just, I don't know, it would highlight the silver twill carbon fiber. I'm going to see if he's willing to do it. He may not be. This is kind of a crazy knife to work on, but we'll see. Super cool though. Wow. That's really cool. Yeah. Super fidgety. Super fidgety. It's just insane how well that works. I don't know if he intended that. He must have put in that jimping there. I don't know. But it works just ridiculously well. All right, there you go. The HCM, the Transient 3.2. That's what we're looking at here today. Transient 3.2. Very, very cool. All right. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, informative, or just entertaining, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? If you've already hit that like button, would you also please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel, the videos, really helps me out. Allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So big thank you to all of you who enjoy the content on the channel, the live streams, the videos, the comments, all sorts of stuff. I appreciate you guys so, so very much. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down there below as well so you can be notified of future content like this and other video. And a big shout out, a big thank you to all my channel members out there. I sure do appreciate you. Thank you guys. You do two amazing things for me. You encourage me. Seriously, you're like my workout buddy. Days when I don't feel like going, I love doing this. Don't get me wrong, but I'm part-time. And there's days that, you're just busy, tired, whatever. You guys just encourage me. You really do. You remind me why I love doing this, so thank you. The other thing as well is because of your generous support of the channel, you allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to. So big, big shout out, a big thank you to every one of you guys out there. I genuinely appreciate that, so thank you. Also, I just want to give a big thank you, a big, appreciation for your continued support for those who became members and those recent members. Just an extra thank you. I really do mean that. If that sounds interesting to you, you're just like, hey, I'd like to be a channel member, why would you want to be a channel member? Well, let me tell you. I do two things for you guys. One, I do once a month members exclusive giveaway. Usually find a nice knife, not a budget banger, because thanks to you members, I'm able to do a weekly budget banger giveaway. But on top of that, once a month, I do a members exclusive giveaway, usually a nicer knife, $100 to $300, something exclusive just for you guys, as a small way to say thank you. That's the first thing. The other thing I do is also all brand new channel members, I'd like to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Genuinely, just to thank you. That's for all brand new channel members. Or if you've been a member all along, or you were a member and became a member again, as long as you're currently actively a member, you've never asked or received a channel sticker, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Genuinely. So that's my way to say thank you. All right, well, I appreciate all of you. If you haven't already, check me on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.